work hard and hard work pays off. So I'm just glad that we eventually, all the stress was worth it at the end of the day. So I'm glad.
Still on the 2022 World Food Day, Oxfam Nigeria, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, also organized the 2022 Female Food Hero Award by identifying small-scale women farmers from rural communities in Imo, Abia, Anambra, Bauchi, Taraba, Nasarawa, Kaduna, Oyo, among others, for recognition of their contributions in the agricultural sector. The 13 women selected contested for the Female Food Hero Award. This was done by presentation of what they do in agriculture.
I have improved several products from agricultural commodities. I have here candies from banana. It took me 4 years to arrive at this. I process candies from bananas and from plantains. I have plantain flour, banana flour, sweet potato flour, orange flesh potato flour.
I'm a fish expert. Even in my dreams, ask me anything about fish farming, I will tell you. I want to believe that I'm a female hatcher in this environment. From hatching to growing to harvesting and to processing.
And I chose vegetables because they are short-term crops, and everybody eats vegetables, no matter what part of the country you're from. You eat tomatoes, you take pepper, you take cucumber, you take shoko, tete, different kinds of vegetables. So I started trainings for young people. The last training I had everybody from the southwest, apart from Ekiti State, come to Ibadan. I called my other fellow farmers because I don't farm in an isolated area. My farm is in Akinyele local government in Oyo State, in Ibadan. So I told them, let's do trainings, let's let young people come, and I mentor girls, because I'm in a village, Babashongo village in Ijaye. If you know the road that goes to Isen, Ishaki, off that road, that's where my farm is. So I mentor girls because even they themselves, they'll tell you nobody wants to be a farmer. But when they see this auntie at law school, a graduate, they are very excited.
Hello. Every contestant was to get 50,000 naira worth of agricultural input for participating. 200,000 naira was for the third position, 400,000 naira for the second position, and 600,000 naira for the first position. Mrs. Felicia Onoja won the 2022 Female Food Award, while Princess Okafor came second. Oluwadamilola Awe emerged third place. The awards were presented to each of the winners accordingly. The overall winner of the 2022 Female Food Hero Award speaks on the impact the award will have in her quest for agro-processing.
I'll get to expand. I'll get to develop them more and bring in more women into the fold so that they too can take advantage of it. But the beautiful thing is that I will carry the gospel of Oxfam into further places in my appreciation for it, and so that more women can come into Oxfam fold and benefit what I have just benefited.
The project officer of Oxfam Nigeria, Peggy May Maji, said the reason Oxfam is giving awards to women farmers is to motivate and to ameliorate the challenges women farmers face in agriculture.
We hope that for other women farmers, seeing that we appreciate and celebrate women farmers, if they see the recognition that these women get, they see the encouragement that they get, they see that these women have the backing of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, along with other development partners, this should be a very good motivation for other women to join farming.
It was quite an interesting moment to see women farmers being recognized for their impact in agriculture. And we hope indeed that this will be a motivation for other women to also go into agriculture to enhance food security and promote better life. This is where we draw the curtains tonight on the program. Join us next week, same time, same station, for another episode of the program Transforming Agriculture in Nigeria. See you then.
Ladies brightest entrance to the latest technology. Welcome to Intel 4G LTE Advanced and experience super fast internet access today. Visit intel.com.ng or any of our stores in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt to get started. Intel. Live more.
Gallery. Do you love to gist or gossip?
It's not easier. It is extremely wrong. I will not take it.
Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Whip and Grill.
Welcome to the Slang, and we get to enjoy ourselves talking about
beyond six packs. But your job still remains as the man to protect the woman, to project the woman. You need to do that again.
A popular thing.
Tonight, terror alert. President Buhari urges all to be vigilant, assures adequate security.
What we are glad about now is that Nigerians themselves are asking for this removal because people now understand what we've been saying.
Finance Minister sets the pace for 2023 budget defense.
Sincerely, I will not sit down and lie to you that we will complete Ajaokuta before we leave office.
Federal government announces a twist in the promised delivery date of Ajaokuta Steel Company.
Beyond vote buying, there must also be decisive action.
Also tonight, INEC rates riot acts on negative campaign and vote trading by political parties. Hello and a warm welcome to the network news on NTA. I'm Elizabeth Omori, and I'm not reading alone tonight. Michael Olale joins us from the city of Lagos. Now get active by following this newscast live on our website nta.ng/live, NTA News Now on Twitter, as well as other social media platforms displayed on the screen. We begin with security matters. President Muhammadu Buhari has assured Nigerians of adequate security as security agencies work round the clock to ensure safety of lives and property. This is coming against the background of security alert issued by some foreign countries to their nationals in Nigeria. The president urges citizens not to panic but remain calm, as Nigeria is not exception to having terror threats listed in foreign government's travel advisory to citizens. The president's statement also pointed out a high likelihood of terror attacks in many Western European nations, and the advice to their respective citizens for travel contains same warning. While urging security agencies to be extra vigilant, President Muhammadu Buhari commends their efforts for the recent turnaround in the nation's security and advises them not to let down their guard as the festive period approaches. He expressed optimism that the nation will emerge victorious against the current challenges following ongoing efforts of security and intelligence agencies with the active support of the civilian population. President Muhammadu Buhari is back in Abuja after a 5-day official visit to the Republic of Korea. The president arrived at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport about 6 o'clock Friday morning. He was received by his Chief of Staff, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, FCT Minister Mohammed Musa Bello, Inspector General of Police Usman Alkali Baba, Director General, Department of State Services Yusuf Magji Bichi, and other senior government officials. While in the Republic of Korea, the president attended the first World Bio Summit aimed at boosting global cooperation in the development of vaccines in preparation for future pandemics, reflecting on lessons learned from COVID-19. He also met separately with the Korean leader, Speaker of the National Assembly, and captains of strategic industrial concerns. Consequently, a multi-million-dollar quick fix project agreement was signed for the rehabilitation of Kaduna refinery between the NNPC and South Korea's Daewoo Engineering and Construction Company. Special advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, described the visit as highly successful.
And I say it again, very successful. It's a trip that is worth its weight in gold. The main purpose of the trip was to take part in the World Bio Summit. Mr. President made his point there. He spoke to the world about the inequity in vaccine availability and distribution after the COVID pandemic came. And he stressed the need for Africa trip. Most heartwarming, perhaps, was the signing of the agreement between Daewoo Industries and the NNPC Limited on the turnaround of Kaduna Refinery. That same Daewoo is working on Warri Refinery, so they are also getting engaged with Kaduna Refinery now. And the target is that before the middle of next year, that refinery will be bringing up fuel for Nigerians to use. So I think by and large, it was a very successful visit.
The 23 budget. Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning Zainab Ahmed says Senate will need to invite the Central Bank of Nigeria to get more clarifications on the planned Naira redesign. She stated this while appearing before the committee to defend the 2023 budget proposal of her ministry. National Assembly correspondent Dayo Munshola reports.
The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning Zainab Ahmed and her team are here as part of the statutory function of a ministry to the legislature. But the committee decided to seek further clarification on the issue of the new policy of the nation's apex bank concerning the design of Naira notes.
So, Honorable Minister, what do you think? One, as to the timing of this CBN policy, and two, as to whether or not this is something that needs to be done at this point.
We were not consulted. It was an announcement that we heard. And I've seen.
Okay, you two, you just saw the press release like every other body.
Part of the reasons that was advocated is that's one of the ways to mop up liquidity to manage inflation. But there are also consequences that we're also looking at. What would the consequences be? There will be some benefits, but there will be some challenges.
The Senate committee also sought clarifications on payments of subsidies.
We are thinking that in view of the challenges we are facing, the revenue shortfall in particular, isn't it time for us to consider withdrawal of subsidy?
Our petroleum product we imported in Nigeria, some are taken to Burkina Faso, to Cote d'Ivoire, to other countries. And all those products we are paying subsidy on them.
What we are glad about now is that Nigerians themselves are asking for this removal because people now understand what we've been saying, that the benefit that we think the fuel subsidy is having for the people is not actually benefiting the people.
When the Acting Accountant General of the Federation faced the committee, issues relating to benefits accruable to the nation from the remitter platform was the focus of the discourse. From the National Assembly, Dayo Munshola, NTA News.
Let's talk power generation. Additional 700 megawatts of electricity will be added to the national grid from the Zungeru Hydro Power Plant as work on the project is being rounded off for inauguration in the first quarter of 2023. Minister of Power Abubakar Aliyu is keeping close watch on the project to ensure timely delivery. Joshua Ojito reports.
A milestone for the generation arm of the power sector in Nigeria as Zungeru Hydro Power Plant comes on stream with 700 megawatts of electricity. 3 out of the 4 turbines in the plant completed with the remaining one unit to be ready in December this year.
No load testing has been done for the three. We are good to go.
Presently, it is 96.5% complete. The transmission line is being connected to the national grid, which will be hopefully be completed in November.
We have demonstrated commitment in terms of peaceful partnership with the federal government in this regard.
Construction of 30 kilometers transmission line from the plant to Triple Point substation in Gusase, Niger State is nearing completion.
Very soon they will finish the wires and connect to this place so that the whole loop is finished. By December, we should be able to complete the whole system. First quarter of next year, we'll come here with Mr. President to come and celebrate the commissioning of 700 megawatts of carbon-free electricity into the national grid, inshallah.
Minister of Power Abubakar Aliyu is keeping contractors on their toes, insisting December deadline is sacrosanct. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
Ajaokuta Steel Company will not be functional under the present administration. Minister of Mines and Steel Development Olamilekun Adegbite stated this at a meeting in Abuja in preparations ahead of the Nigerian Mining Week coming up November. Mia Ogidi tells us more.
Ajaokuta Steel Company, Mines Ministry's flagship project, but for more than 40 years, the flag is not flying high at the sides. If promises were to complete a project, Ajaokuta Steel Company would have long become operational.
Within the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, before he leaves office in 2023, that we should achieve Ajaokuta by the grace of God.
A confident minister there in July 2020. August 2022, the minister's strong confidence in completing Ajaokuta Steel Company again was redoubled with the inauguration of National Steel Council, flanked by the finance minister.
And now we're at the closing line, just to press tape, and Ajaokuta will emerge better and stronger without any encumbrance.
Now, the story of Ajaokuta Steel Company can best be related to the famous Abiku poem by J.P. Clark, October 27, 2022. The Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Olamilekun Adegbite, finally surrenders.
Sincerely, I will not sit down and lie to you that we will complete Ajaokuta before we leave office. But the process to making sure Ajaokuta has a solid future has started.
It is obvious Ajaokuta Steel Company, a burden in waiting for the next administration. We will complete Ajaokuta Steel Company, a big question that can only be answered by a big heart. Mia Okede, NTA News.
And in other news, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed says the successful hosting of the UNESCO Media and Information Week in Abuja is an indication that Nigeria is indeed safe. The minister stated this at the closing of the Media and Information Week in Abuja. Anthony Forson reports.
The minister said the huge success of the 2022 Global Media and Information Literacy Week, with the first-hand experience of guests from all over the world, is a clear testimony of the organizational ability and warmth of Nigerians.
The successful hosting of an international event in a week marked by petrifying terror alerts is also a testament to the great efforts of our security forces in keeping residents of our capital city and indeed our country safe, despite the antics of terrorists who are continually plotting to destabilize our nation's peace and security.
The minister added that Nigeria has made history with the adoption of the Abuja Declaration document on global financing and media information literacy, an imperative to fight against disinformation and build trust.
Given the frightening dimension of the impact of the surge of disinformation across the globe on the relationship between the government and the governed, institutions, communities, religious organizations, etc., there is a need to forge a common front to confront this menace by advancing a global funding to deal with the issue of disinformation.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, in his video message, called on member nations to come up with policies that will build confidence so that people can make choices. Equally, via video, UNESCO's Assistant Director General for Communication and Information, while commending Nigeria for making history through the successful hosting of the Media and Information Literacy Week, said UNESCO is working to create suitable information ecosystem. Therefore, member nations must ensure they create the necessary atmosphere that will make the declaration workable. Nigeria's ambassador and permanent representative to UNESCO, Hajosani, expressed satisfaction with a firm commitment that Nigeria is on the right path.
The Global Media and Information Literacy Week 2022, we all stand with UNESCO. And for what? For change. And we are going to make all the necessary changes required to do away with misinformation, disinformation, and fake news in our own capacity.
Media and information literacy is key to rebuilding trust among citizens, audiences, national institutions, the media, and digital platforms.
With these being carried along as the document have them in focus. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
You're watching the network news on NTA. Let's take some messages. The news continues shortly.
I invite you to join me and my host, the Governor of Imo State, His Excellency Governor Hope Uzodimma, at this conference and the retreat for senior police officers.
Theme: the imperative of a Nigeria police strategic plan for peaceful elections.
The government of Imo State is pleased to host the conference and the retreat for senior police officers in Imo State.
Special guest of honor, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Special guest, all state governors, distinguished senators and honorable members, Minister of Police Affairs and other honorable ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, National Security Advisor, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Chief of Defense Staff, Service Chiefs and Heads of Security Agencies, Chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, Chairman and Presidential Candidates of all political parties and civil society organizations.
I welcome President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, the Inspector General of Police, Senior Police Officer, and other special invited guests to Imo State.
Date 31st October to 2nd November 2022. Venue: Landmark Event Center, Owerri, Imo State. Time 10 a.m.
Join us.
The Minister of Education, Adamu Kodale, invites all Honorable Commissioners of Education, Permanent Secretaries of Education, Heads of Education Parastatals, agencies, and education stakeholders to the 66th meeting of the National Council on Education, NC, holding as follows. Official Technical Session. Date: Monday, 31st October and Tuesday, 1st November 2022. Venue: Idris Abdulkadir Auditorium, National Universities Commission, NUC, Maritime, Abuja. Ministerial Session. Date: Thursday 3rd and Friday 4th November 2022. Venue: Bolton White Apartment, Wuse Zone 7, Abuja, FCT. Time: 9 a.m. Delhi. Announcer: Andrew David Adejo, Permanent Secretary.
The Nigeria, Antigua and Barbuda Chamber of Commerce, in collaboration with Airfield Travels and the government of Antigua, invites you to a 5-day tour of paradise on Earth, a twin island with vast opportunities. Come fly with us to Antigua and Barbuda, an island with 365 beaches, one for each day of the year. This trip offers you government to business and business to business connections, in addition to fun and access to 11 countries, including the UK and Canada. It is one of the world's most desirable destinations for tourism, business and investment. It is visa on arrival. Come and have a piece of paradise. Departure is 31st of October 2022 from Lagos to return on the 6th of November 2022. Non-stop flight.
Come fly with us to Antigua and Barbuda
For participation, contact Airfield Travels, Ogun Plaza, number 16 at Demola Adetukumbo Crescent, Wuse 2, Abuja, on 0703-722-0861 or the Nigeria Antigua and Barbuda Chamber of Commerce, Nikon Plaza, on 0903-334-8847, 0704-026-8875, and +1 647-450-7257.
Your money, you don't need to worry. Them no go fit to scam you. And you don't need to any transaction you go fit to perform. You don't even need smartphone. No. And you don't need that. Great skin wallet. Check your balance. Transfer money. Service you need. You can bank on it. Yes, you can. Just take your phone and press. In the village, in the city, anywhere where you do. With a thousand, it's a cara. Any job where you get it, just know say yes, you can. You can bank on it. Sorry, what more things are be sorry. No, carry last. Bank on it.
Same Naira, more possibilities.
The education tax, of which we do that on behalf of, the TED Fund. If you go to our tertiary institutions across the country, you will visibly see where taxpayers' money is working. At the Federal Accounts and Allocations Committee, FRS provides over 60% of the monies that have been shared there, of which is what the state governors use, in doing their own businesses, providing infrastructure, paying salaries, in addition to their own internally generated revenue. So all these monies that we collect on behalf of these taxpayers are kind of a social contract between the government, the taxpayers, the tax users, and people even handling the taxes, the collection of the taxes.
You're still watching the network news on NTA. Ministry of Foreign Affairs is to meet with the ambassador of the United Arab Emirates in Nigeria on the issue of visa ban. The Minister of State Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Zubair Dada, said this during a meeting with the Chairman House Committee on Science and Technology. He added that following pleas for clemency from some quarters, the ministry will also take up the issue of the Nigerian sentenced in Dubai, Ms. Dunchila, for actions that contravene social media laws.
She has made a mistake. Is there any way the Nigerian government can please, for the sake of our parents and all of us gathered here, intervene in this matter so that justice will be tempered with mercy?
We want to hear firsthand, as the ambassador of the United Arab Emirates, to tell us what precisely is the position of his government on this matter of denial of visa to Nigeria. So it's good that we are going to take up this matter. Like earlier observed, diplomatic channel. That is the basic minimum we can do. That's what we're here to do.
Let's talk politics. With the implementation of the new Electoral Act, there's hope that the outcome of the 2023 general elections will reflect the will of the citizens. Chairman, Inter-Party Advisory Council IPAC, expressed this when a delegation from the ECOWAS pre-election on a fact-finding mission to Nigeria visited the council in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports.
An ECOWAS delegation had a fact-finding mission on Nigeria's preparedness ahead of the 2023 polls. Former chairman of Ghana Electoral Commission for 22 years, Kwadu Afarikian, led the delegation. Here, the team is interfacing with the umbrella body of all political parties to ensure politics is played according to the rules.
Dialogue among yourself and dialogue with the election commission. And if you go and ask something to be done, let's make sure that a lot of the parties agree that it will be done. And then you must have reasons why it should be done.
IPAC Chairman Yabagi Yusuf Sani urged ECOWAS to continue to show interest to ensure that the elections were free and fair.
We're happy that INEC is doing quite a lot in terms of bringing to bear all that is required to ensure that we have credible, peaceful, reliable, and all-inclusive elections.
The council promised genuine collaboration with other stakeholders towards a better election. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
29 political support groups of the All Progressives Congress, Jos South local government area of Plateau State, say they're resolved to give maximum support to Tinubu Shettima candidature for total victory during the 2023 general elections will bring economic prosperity to the nation. This was at the APC's stakeholders' engagement to mobilize support and ensure victory of the party during the polls. Likisu Nuhu reports.
Ahead of the 2023 polls, supporters of the All Progressive Congress came out in their numbers to show support for the Tinubu Shettima movement.
We are definitely going to deliver for Tinubu Shettima ticket come 2023. 10% of the state ITR to address the economic prosperity of the youth, the people with disability. If you listen to his programs, they are progressive. They are programs that are inclusive. They are programs that have human development elements.
Tinubu Shettima, they already have collateral. They have something to show.
Other speakers in their remark at the event lauded the various groups for aligning with the APC, promising that once successful at the polls, they will enjoy more dividends of democracy. They urge Nigerians to dwell on issues that will further unite the country. In Jos, Ilkis Nuhu, NTA News.
And the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party and former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, on Thursday arrived Washington, D.C., United States, on a working visit. A statement from the former Vice President's media advisor, Paul Ibe, says the visit will afford the PDP presidential candidate the opportunity of high-level engagements aimed at setting the pace for building an economically stronger and more secured Nigeria. It adds that Atiku will be in the U.S. for a week-long engagement to share his vision for Nigeria with U.S. community, business communities, and young Nigerian professionals in North America. Meanwhile, Presidential Campaign Council of the Labour Party has been inaugurated with a mandate to ensure victory in the 2023 general elections. Chairman of the party, Julius Abure, is optimistic that the massive support the presidential campaign candidate enjoys is enough to win the election. David Ire reports.
The major mandate of the Campaign Council is to mobilize and sensitize Nigerians to vote for the party and its presidential candidate in the 2023 general election. The leadership of the party acknowledges the Herculean nature of the task, but believes that exploring the goodwill the Peter Obi candidacy enjoys among Nigerians will guarantee victory in the long run.
We must all go back to our respective wards and units because politics, they say, is local. The work is not in the cities. Where we need to work hard is in the villages, it's in the interior, it's in the rural areas.
Every member of this campaign council will deliver his state and hear our number. Ladies and gentlemen, we need mobilization. We have to go back and mobilize.
The presidential campaign will be flagged off this Saturday in Nasarawa State. In Abuja, David Ire, NTA News.
Political parties and candidates making negative comments during campaigns are to be arrested, while those who engage in vote trading during elections have EFCC and ICPC to contend with. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu gave the warning at an interagency consultative meeting on election security.
Beyond vote buying, there must also be decisive action against negative mobilization, incitement, and violence during the electioneering campaign. It is exactly 1 month since the commencement of campaign by political parties on 28 September 2022. Yet, the incidence of physical attacks on supporters and destruction of campaign materials across the country is worrisome. We should tackle this smoke before it snowballs into a major inferno. The effective enforcement of our electoral laws is the best way to deal with the menace. We should work together to ensure the arrest and prosecution of violators of the provisions of especially sections 92 to 93 of the Electoral Act 2022.
While security agencies strategize new measures to counter the rising wave of violence in the polity, the NSA hope that the second phase of the signing of peace accord by the National Peace Committee, scheduled for January 2023, will be fruitful in de-escalating the violent trend.
Let's turn attention to energy matters. Akwa Ibom State has joined in the fast track of energy security in Nigeria as NNPC Limited signs MOU on Ibom Solution, a full-service onshore base for marine construction support. Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel, who witnessed the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding, promised total support and commitment from the people and the state towards the success of the project. Lydia Sampson reports.
This Memorandum of Understanding is sealed by the caliber of representatives of the parties signing the deal. It is for a proposed full-service onshore base for marine construction support to be located on a 40 square kilometer site on the Baka-Calabar River waterway to the sea confluence in Nigeria. Key players are optimistic that when on stream, it will support the attainment of energy security for the country, in addition to creating employment opportunities.
Actionable and bankable private sector-led offshore location base that will transform the logistic infrastructure of Akwa Ibom State, which will be beneficial to the entire nation.
Our commitment to the Ibom Solution Hub signals to potential investors and business partners that NNPC Limited indeed means business.
And give you 100% reassurance that will be a very hitch-free, nobody will disturb this project at all. Hindrance will never come from the community, will not come from the state, will not come from Akwa Ibom people.
For us, we see an opportunity to bring development closer to where we operate.
And we believe that this project, if conscientiously executed, will support the overall objective of domiciling local content in country.
It is designed to be an alternative to existing logistics meant to offer the offshore construction support to the West and Central African regions. Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
To health, Governor Simon Lalong says his administration will sustain partnership with the private sector in the provision of quality healthcare services to the people. This was while inaugurating a 50-bed capacity hospital at Kwampan local government area, donated to the community by one of its illustrious sons, Godfrey Peters Bawa. Alisa Batu Kai Andrew reports.
In view of the need to improve the health care of his people, an illustrious son of Kwande built and donated an ultra-modern hospital equipped with state-of-the-art facility. Gumei's sons and daughters trooped out in their numbers to receive the donor, a worthy son of the land. Miss Kum Godfrey Peters Bawa Shutgrum.
I want to thank this family for the blessing that has been on them, and which they have also passed on to their fatherland.
I pray that God will let her live long, both our husband.
I thank God too much for the thing when he do for me.
I feel satisfied that, after we serve God, we serve humanity.
We came to our community and we saw that the primary health care was not enough.
The Gumei chiefdom, among other dignitaries, appreciated the donor for such a laudable project. The facility is named after the parents of the donor, Peter Bawa and Anna Memorial Hospital, Kwande. In Jos, Alisa Butkai Andrew, NTA News.
This is the network news on NTA. Let's head to Lagos for more reports, and Michael will dish them out. Hello, Michael.
Thank you, Elizabeth. The federal government will not relent in supporting research in order to develop homegrown solutions to address health challenges facing the country, like monkeypox, COVID-19, Lassa, and yellow fevers. Minister of State for Health, Joseph Ekumankama, reiterated this during a working visit to the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, NIMA. Hinginojan Adams reports.
NIMA Research, Innovation and Product Development Policy being presented to the Minister of State for Health. The document is expected to change the narrative of overdependence on importation of treatment and diagnostic equipment. Another important presentation to the minister is the monkeypox test kit, a brainwork of researchers in the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research, NIMA, all geared towards government's effort in inventing homegrown solutions as well as ensuring timely and effective response to public health challenges in the country.
With such facilities we have seen here and the good work that Professor Saloka and his team are doing, we can best be sure that even Nigeria is emerging strong in terms of tackling challenges, that diseases and viruses that we know of and which we may not know.
The first step in controlling an outbreak is to be able to detect the case. And that's why we have focused now on creating kits for many of the diseases that are ravaging Nigeria.
This latest invention by Nigeria's Apex Medical Research Institute will improve monkeypox case detection, which will go a long way in containing outbreaks.
This kit is highly effective. The sensitivity is 95% and the specificity is 100%.
The minister also inspected some facilities, including the newly built Clinical Trial Center and Emerging Viral Diseases Laboratory in Lagos. Hingino John Adams, NTA News.
The lifespan and monetary value of thousands of infrastructure and assets offshore West Africa are threatened by corrosion, and as prelude to cutting losses and preserve for longer years, key players in the industry are suggesting incorporating corrosion management awareness strategy throughout the lifespan of any assets. Just as death is inevitable, corrosion failure is imminent for any metal. In fact, there are staggering statistics to corrosion, such that the International Measures of Prevention, Application and Economics of Corrosion Technology Study estimates the global cost of corrosion to be $2.5 trillion, an equivalent of 3.4% of the world's GDP as of 2013. Beyond economic losses, there are concerns about the safety and damage to the environment as a result of corrosion. The starting point to managing this trend, stakeholders say, is by taking a cue from a workable strategy. With many fleets under its control for operational deployment, the Nigerian Navy says corrosion management must not be treated in isolation, but should form part of wider organization management decision.
A lot of the time, a ship is alongside. The major preoccupation of the sailors is to look for where it's bad, chip it immediately, apply red oxide, and then you paint it. And even when you go to sea and come back, you wash down.
For managing oil facility installations, corrosion failures, cathodic protection is one of the ones used in managing, which complements coating.
The conversation to deepening corrosion management, stakeholders agree, must be more forceful with training and regulation by governments.
Everyone should be engaged in being conscious about this issue, and especially the government. The government therefore should take it upon itself that people who violate corrosion regulation laws should be brought to the book.
With the debates generated, it is the belief of key players that the days of losses incurred from lack of corrosion management will soon be over. Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. Time for some messages. The news continues shortly. Please stay.
Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Executive, National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, Engineer Professor Mohammed Sani Haruna cordially invites stakeholders, captains of industries, policymakers, and the general public to the official commissioning of President Muhammadu Buhari Technology and Innovation Complex, built for the purpose of fast-tracking the proliferation of technology and engineering innovation needed for the rapid industrialization of Nigeria. The complex, which houses Naseni headquarters' new administrative building, contains fully equipped state-of-the-art high-power computing laboratory, virtual reality, Industry 4.0, and virtual manufacturing laboratories, conceived as the nucleus of the advanced manufacturing program of the agency, and to provide essential collaborative environment for the technical advancement of entrepreneurs, small and medium-scale enterprises, researchers, academia, and indigenous craftsmen towards the development of the manufacturing sector as envisioned by the Buhari administration. The commissioning is scheduled to hold as follows. Date, Monday 31st October 2022. Time, 9 a.m. Venue, Naseni headquarters, through the train terminus road, Idu Industrial Area, Idu Kadu, Abuja. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. All invited guests are to be seated by 8 a.m. Announcer, Management, National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, Naseni Presidency.
They say nothing good comes easy, but with determination and sheer focus, Boa Foods finds new ways to put food on many plates. We produce competitively priced sugar, flour, and pasta that are highly sought after by our corporate and trade partners. At Boa Foods, we remain committed to lead with purpose and make a difference by embracing the responsibility to meet Africa's growing food demand. We dare to lead, so can you. Boa Foods, nourishing lives.
Kids, grown-ups, it doesn't matter. Have a cup of peak chocolate anytime and enjoy the delicious nourishment of chocolatey goodness. Peak. Reach for your peak.
Bye, Mom.
He's going to play in this weather. Why did you let him go? He might fall ill. And if he doesn't go out for practice, how will he win more trophies? To protect our family from illness-causing germs during the rainy season, we use Dettol soap every day.
Dettol with Germ Defense gives you protection. Rainy season brings a lot of germs, and Dettol soap's Germ Defense protects you from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Be Dettol Show.
My son Aiden wants to be a great actor like you.
How did I do? You did great.
A couple of years ago is when his acting began.
Think you can play? Yes. Catch.
I take him to auditions and give him Twister, our family favorite. With the right support, my boy is going to be a great actor.
You got the role.
Give your kids Twister to support their big dreams. Twister, power your dream.
You love me unconditionally. You show up for me every day, no matter when I show you. You show me love. You show me, no matter when I show you. You show me love. You show me love.
When times are tough, we know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health, because they deserve the best. Oral-B, all-round protection. Its great value, it protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
I've got bad news. Only 2 mini noodles left. Relax. We're going to play a game to it. It's going to be fun. Food is ready, yo. All right, guys, come. Okay, guys, this is how we play this game. I'll spin the knife. It ends on you. You eat. Yes.
Mini-Me, taste the fun.
Thanks for staying with us. A digital economy industry working group that will harmonize public and private sector activities to drive growth of the industry has been inaugurated by the Communications and Digital Economy Minister. Chimdima Undubisi reports that this was one of the major activities as the Digital Nigeria Conference hosted by NITSDA comes to an end.
Some of these areas of concentration for this group are to form a communication link between the public and private sectors to drive digital economy policies and strategies, just as it formulates mechanisms that will stimulate increased growth and investments in digital economy, especially this time that Nigeria's global ranking on ease of doing business has moved up 39 places since processes were digitized within these 3 years.
Nigeria has been ranked within these years twice among the top 10 most performing countries globally. We have initiated and implemented over 160 reforms when it comes to the ease of doing business.
This stance is to stabilize innovators, the likes of 24-year-old Shadrach, who are potential employers, with citizens training on cutting-edge, high-demand digital technological skills. These are some other results achieved as the country digitizes government and private sector activities. The Digital Nigeria Conference, however, ended on this promissory note. In Abuja, Chimdima Undubisi, NTA News.
And our businessman, Benny Adams, is here to break down some figures from the capital market for us. Benny, let's talk business.
Thank you, Lizzie. Welcome to business. I will start by telling you that ECOWAS and the European Union are partnering to make more businesses from the West African sub-region acceptable and competitive in the international market. To this end, the European Union and partners are committing 120 million euros with a view to improve performance, growth, and contribution to industry under the African Competitiveness Program of the ECOWAS.
We know how important it is that our products, our businesses are able to produce products of quality that are affordable not only for the national, the regional, but for the international market.
So we are looking here in particular at mango, cassava, textiles and garments, and ICT to achieve greater economic integration in the region, better competitiveness within the region, within Africa, and
on the capital markets, the value of Nigeria's listed stocks decreased by about 2.5 trillion naira in October as transactions remains bearish. At the end of transaction of the last week, have traded on the exchange a total of 122.7 million shares in 3,402 deals, corresponding to a market value of 4.3 billion naira were traded. Compared with the previous trading day, today's data shows 19% decline in volume, 183% improvement in turnover, and 13% improvement in deals. The current market capitalization is 23.9 trillion naira. Fidelity Bank recorded the highest volume of 15 million traded shares, followed by EcoBank Transnational 10.4 million, Transcorp Nigeria 9.14 million, and MTN Nigeria 9.12 million. That is business news. Elizabeth, it's nice doing business with you.
Thank you so much, Benny. The Northeast Development Commission has donated food and non-food items to Bauchi State Government for onward distribution to victims of flood disaster in the state. Mahmoud Mohammed reports.
This is the handover of food and non-food items to Bauchi State Government by the Northeast Development Commission. These items include rice, vegetable oil, mats, blankets, and clothing materials. Managing Director of the Northeast Development Commission, Mohammed Goni, says, the NEDC is committed towards providing support to victims of humanitarian crisis. The Managing Director of the NEDC also led the Commission's management on a courtesy visit to Governor Bala Muhammad, where the Governor commended the Commission and its mother ministry for rolling out life-impacting projects in the Northeast.
On our part, sir, you can recall, immediately deployed
incident started, we wrote a letter to the state government to see how we can synergize to contain the situation and provide preventive measures in the future.
Northeast Development Commission is one of the legacies Mr. President will leave behind for Nigeria. It is one of the best institutions created in order to deepen institutionalization of initiatives.
In Bauchi, Mahmoud Muhammad, NTA News.
Away from humanitarian gestures, the Nigerian military and the Japanese government, with support from the UNDP, are equipping African armed forces with requisite knowledge on how to secure their maritime domain, especially the Gulf of Guinea. This was the focus of a capacity building workshop organized by the Martin Luther Agwai International Leadership Center on Anti-Piracy for African Military. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports.
This is the moment these military officers have been waiting for, the end of a 3-week course on anti-piracy, organized by the Martin Luther Agwai International Leadership and Peacekeeping Center. The course is meant to promote cooperation among the participating African countries.
You have been enlightened on the relevant laws relating to International Maritime Organization, United Nations Convention on the Laws of Sea, and importance of other interventions, such as the Deep Blue project we have in Nigeria here.
Gulf of Guinea member states, we must strengthen our partnership to fight piracy.
The Gulf of Guinea, which was notorious for piracy, has experienced relative peace. Sustaining the peace is one of the goals these military officers will be seeking to achieve.
Economic and trade relations between Nigeria and Japan will further expand in the future. Therefore, it is necessary to ensure maritime security in the Gulf of Guinea and important trade routes in West Africa and to promote bilateral trade.
But the stakes are higher, as consolidating the peace is in itself a challenge. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Let's take a break, and when we return, sports will be up.
Where are you bringing that to?
What's that?
Look! Do you even know how it was produced? Madam, we know things are hard. But it is our people that say health is wealth. Don't compromise on quality. JD! Oh, I know there's a reason why we are afraid.
Use power oil. It is triple filtered. It contains omega-6 and omega-9. It's fortified with vitamin A. Plus, it comes in different packs and sizes, so you can afford it without breaking the bank.
My people know the importance of making the right choice.
Oil. The Nigerian Television Authority NTA, in collaboration with Havel Corporate Concept, presents Beyond the Debate, a series for all the 18 presidential candidates in the 2023 general elections to present their manifestos and visions to the Nigerian public as a social contract. Beyond the Debate will broadcast live on the network service of the NTA and stream on YouTube and other social media platforms beginning from 10th November 2022. The publicly signed manifestos by the candidates will be uploaded on this portal, www.summitofpoliticalparties.org. For further inquiries, please contact Dr. Badanga 08033173488, Howard 08033121022.
Good morning, Nigeria. Year after year, they have been informed, educated, and entertained of. When you needed information, knowledge, or an escape.
Generation to generation, the Nigerian broadcasting industry has worked tirelessly to serve you.
And now, this service will finally be recognized. This November, broadcasters all over Nigeria will gather for the maiden edition of the Nigerian Broadcasting Awards, an award ceremony set to reward hard work and unflinching excellence in the broadcast media. They have served and are still serving. It's time to say thank you. This award is organized by the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, BON. For more details, log on to www.tnawards.ng and follow our social media handles at TNB Awards.
To every politician, as the campaigns gain momentum and passions begin to rise, remember, the errors of your opponents do not make you a success. Do not run down your opponent and inflame passions to violence between and among your supporters. What counts is what you plan to do for the electorate and how you intend to relieve the sufferings and bring succor. Nigeria is in dire need of patriotic leaders at all levels, leaders who will make national development their priority. Concentrate on telling the electorate what you intend to do when you get into office. Focus on making your vision clear to the electorate. Don't engage in verbal abuses, fake news or speeches. Keep dealing with issues that will bring progress. You win the hearts and minds of the people by being above board, by being civil, patriotic and showing empathy. Let's join hands to make the 2023 elections peaceful. A message from the National Orientation Agency.
Next is Sports Update with Austin Edemodu.
With few weeks to the opening ceremony of the 21st edition of the National Sports Festival bid for Asaba between November and December this year, construction workers are working around the clock at the main build, indoor sports hall, and the swimming pool to ensure early completion ahead of the games. Kevin Obecha reports from Asaba that there are high expectations from the athletes as well.
Very ready. You can see a lot of the activities here. The works are going on. The places are being renovated. It's taking a new shape.
If you say good today, I believe most of us here, we are 85 to 90% ready.
As the Nigerian Under-23 national team prepare to host Tanzania this Saturday in the return leg of the African Under-23 Nations Cup at the Lekan Salami Stadium, Ibadan. Former Under-20 national team coach John Obo has challenged the team to give all their best.
What they should understand is when they qualify to represent us in the Olympics, they are already known as Olympian. And because of that, they have a lot of advantages to encourage themselves.
Paris Saint-Germain forward Neymar will face no further charges of a proposed 2-year jail term and £8.6 million fine after corruption and fraud charges against the striker has been dropped by prosecutors in Spain. Neymar and other accused persons have been facing trial over his 2013 transfer from Santos to Barcelona. Meanwhile, there will be plenty of action in the English Premier League this Saturday as early kickoff begins at the King Power Stadium between Leicester City and Manchester City. Chelsea manager Graham Potter will return to his former club as Chelsea is set to do battle against Brighton at the Annex Stadium. NTA will bring you a live telecast of the match between AS Bournemouth and Tottenham Hotspur at 2:30 in the afternoon. With Sports Update, I'm Austin Edemodu, NTA News.
Thank you, Austin. Have you noticed the weather is gradually changing? What would it look like tomorrow? Let's find out.
Glad you could join us. My name is Joyce Ogunleye with the weather forecast. In the next couple of days, we expect significant rise in daytime temperatures, especially over the north and the north-central region of the country. So Saturday morning appears to be fine weather-wise, with lots of sunshine over the northern region. To the southern cities, we expect to see much cloud build-up in the inland areas and much cloudiness over the coastal belt of the country, which is expected to give rise to some thunderstorms to parts of Imo, Edo, Ondo, and Ekiti, extending to the coastal parts of Delta, Cross River, Rivers, and Bayelsa states in the late afternoon into evening hours. Now let's see the air quality index forecast for Saturday. Thank you for watching.
That's the news. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to always take action against rape and rapists. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Thank you so much for your time.
NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Sir Ahmadu Bello, Chief Obafemi Awolowo.
These patriots worked together to achieve independence for one united Nigeria. Although some may say Nigeria is a mistake, we all know that the Almighty never makes mistakes.
God has not made a mistake by bringing us all together in the way that He has brought us together. God has put us together here so that we can build a community that will be an example to the entire world.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Oh boy, this one where I read, you carry machete, you see carry gun. Wait till you want take and do self.
After the power like this, I don't vex.
Oh boy, calm down down now.
Like this, see like this, I dey go scatter those businesses. You know, so they take our people businesses, You don't see them. See, and they go there, they go like, and they go shoot them better crazy. They never see anything.
Loco, how you go take survive?
See, this way talk not true, but I see the vex.
Boy, calm down. Make we embrace peace. We peace and unity. Everybody,
my people, make we gum body with peace and unity. Make we learn to live as brothers and sisters so that we country go fit move go permanent sides. This message comes from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
The violent and criminal activities of indigenous people of Biafra and its arm wing, the Eastern Security Network, present the greatest threat in the Southeast zone. However, kidnapping for ransom, armed banditry, communal clashes have been some of the security threats that bedevil the region. Accordingly, joint military operations are being conducted in the southeast to overcome the threats and to entrench peace and security. The military effort, in collaboration with other security agencies, are achieving the set objectives, which are the defeat of the threat and restoration of peace and security in the region.
This message is brought to you from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
COVID-19, that is the black swan of the century, has actually hit the whole world very hard, even the strongest of economies, and Nigeria was not spared. But due to the proactive stance and steps that the president has taken, we've been able to come out quickly. The president has consistently said we must invest in infrastructure, even as we're investing in human capital, that we must invest in infrastructure, because at the end of the day, that is what will bring about a sustainable economic growth. So the president has given us our directive. He has said you must make sure you pay salaries and pay pensions, but you also make sure that the critical projects of roads, railway, airports, bridges, major infrastructure that are meant to drive the growth of the economy, that we consistently invest in them, even if we have to continue to borrow to do so.
This message is from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
The Ministry of Police Affairs under my watch has been instrumental to strengthening the Nigerian police force to tackle challenges in the internal security architecture of the nation. To effectively achieve its mandate to protect lives and property within Nigeria, the Nigerian police have deployed operational intelligence and the ICT-based apparatus to tackle and stem the tide of crime and criminality. Some of these efforts include the maximization of the Force Intelligence Bureau, Intelligence Response Team, and Special Tactical Squads, through digitalization of emergency contacts via the NPF Rescue Me application for emergency response at the top of a button.
This message is brought to you from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
There's something about the will of a man. It never lacks strength, never loses focus, and it never gives up. In the journey of life, all this and much more is needed. Now,